So guys, now we have less of a direction of light. There's, well, the sun's coming right behind those buildings. It's open shade basically. Now it's important to know that once we understand lighting, we can really get the best out of any situation. There's always an easier or better way. So what I want to show you here is I want you to look at her face and look at the quality of light. It's fairly even, her skin looks nice and even, which is fine. But what you'll find, there's a couple things here. If we just bring her chin up, you can see how the light very, very quickly actually looks a lot better than her. Better on her. Looking down again, and again, chin right up. Now, if I wanted a direction of light, as in to add a dimension, 3 dimensions, I need to just tilt her head a certain way. So let's have a look. If you just come nice and close over here, I want to show you something. So just focus right on her. Again, very even lighting. Now, if her chin is up and then she turns her face this way and turns her face there, stop there. You see how we're shooting on the broad side of the face? I'm not saying that's a wrong thing, but for most people, they're going to want to be shot on the shadow side. They don't know the difference, but I can guarantee you the difference of the quality of light is quite amazing. So if we just get her to stay there, and let's bring the camera angle this way. So look at the shadow on this side of the face, this shadow. Why this is important is because we're going to add depth, dimension, she's going to look amazing, and it's soft quality of light as well. Now watch what happens if she was to tilt her face the wrong way. Let's do it this way. Now, if we bring her hair out, tilt up and chin up a little bit, you see how now it's a bit broader? But if we, let's say, wanted the other side as the shadow side, let's come around this way now. Now watch what happens when she turns her face towards me. Turns her face towards me. Why we're getting a shadow here now more is because this building is shielding the light coming on the side of her face. If we brought her out on the road, for example, that'll be filled in. Now you might say, is that subtlety important? Of course it is, because it's going to make her look, again, 3-dimensional, very beautiful, sharp jawline, cheekbones and so on. Now you might say, well, if you can simply turn her head, tilt her head one way or the other, well, which way would you shoot? Well, it depends on what location you like. If, for example, you were including some of the location this way, then I would shoot this way. If I prefer the other way, then that's why I would shoot here. But often to get beautiful lighting in open shade, it's important that we bring the chin up. It's important for those people who photograph, let's say, on city streets. If you're at, let's say, in New York, for example, and you've got really tall buildings, I find the biggest problem that I see when people shoot in the shade of a building, especially in a metropolitan area like New York, for example, the problem is that we have no light in the face. The face is down, we might get light on the nose, on the actual forehead, maybe over here, and it's not that flattering. So the most important thing you can learn in a city streets area is bring the chin up. Even on me, I'm sure you can recognize now the quality of light in my face. Even though that I can't see myself here, again, if I tilt my face this way, you'll see more of a shadow on this side. If you shoot on this side of the face, it's going to make me look bigger and broader and chubbier, which I don't want. Otherwise, again, if you come around a bit more this way, turn your face this way, darling, and tilt it. You see how cute we look from this area, both of us? That's what I'm thinking. All right. So yeah, very valuable lesson. So you can always control. Now, another way of getting that beautiful depth and dimension on a face in 3-dimension is, let's say, for example, you're in an open shade area like this and you wanted to create that, but you had no wall to work with. Well, you grab a groomsman's jacket, for example. So, Brent, I might grab your jacket there for a second. Come over this way. I should come back a bit, darling. So chin up a little bit. So I want you to looking at her face. Now, I want you to specifically just focus on this sort of area, okay? Now, the lighting is fairly even, but it's fairly flat. You want to create a dimension. I'm going to shield the light now on her face and watch this shadow appear on the cheekbone and the jawline. So watch this. You see how now we're creating depth and mood and dimension? Again here. Now, I want you to bring the camera over here so we can see this way. And then you'll be able to see it quite evenly. Again, even lighting on her face, chin up a little bit, darling. Now, keep a focus on this, but I want to be able to see the contrast here. And that is going to create all the mood. Now, you might say, if it's not a jacket, she could go next to a building, as we did here before. Or it could be anything. Or we could get the groom's face over here. And even someone's skin can actually shield that. That's what it's all about there, guys. Depth and dimension and mood. It's the subtleties that I believe makes a difference between good and great lighting every single time. When there's sunlight, it's obvious. The sunlight's a very obvious direction, but this is not so obvious. Other than this, we can also create that mood, whether it's with flash, on camera, off camera, reflector. But again, if you want to work with what God gave us, this is the way you work with it. Beautiful. All right.